She take out a big long tube sock about this long and she starts filling it up with pool balls and swinging it like, yep, let's go pull up to her house right now. Let's go over there right now. I'm like, oh, whoa, sister.
Look, let's be clear, I ain't never took a loss. Every time I go shopping, I ain't gotta check the cost. Still independent, still my own boss. Still got bad bitches coming up they draws. Keep the beat up like a motherfucking Frito. Lucci flaming hot like a motherfucking Cheeto. This is not an act, I am not Don Cheeto. So the nigga out, treat him like a free code. Yeah, you heard right, I'm a whole ass gangster. Made him eat my butt, I ain't even say
what's up, Lucci gang? It's your girl Lucci V and welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another video and today is going to be a story time that has been highly requested on my Instagram because I kind of told a little bit of the story on my live and people was like, you need to record it for a video. And this story time is going to be about how I found out my coworker was crazy. So if you would like to see and hear the tea, then stay tuned to this video with me. It's like, nah, before I get into the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, ding, ding, ding. And let's get okay, y'all. So we are about to discuss how I found out my coworker was crazy. Like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Okay, we finna get into it. I'm gonna try to give her a fake name, but I don't know how I'm gonna remember to call her the fake name. I'm gonna try to remember to call her the fake name. So we're gonna call her Lisa. I think I can remember that. Lisa. Cause I just don't want her to feel a type of way if she see it and be like, girl, why you telling my tea? But I mean, it's like, girl, you know you crazy. Yeah. But okay, y'all. So this story started when I started to work at Finish Line in Forest City Mall here in Chicago. So just to give you guys a little backstory for those who do not know, I have been living in Chicago since like 2007 or something like that, or 2008, between one of those. I've been living in Chicago since then. I was born in Chicago and then I moved away when I was like 5 years old. And then I moved back again in like 2007. And I've been here since then. So when I moved back in 2007, of course, I needed to get a job. I needed to make some money. And you guys, I used to be obsessed with wearing gym shoes. I used to be obsessed with wearing all the new Jordans, all the new, you know what I mean? That was me. I was one of them kind of girls, like one of them people that was lining up at 4 o'clock in the morning to get the new shoes, all that. Like, yeah, I had it bad. I was on them real bad. Yeah. So of course the first places that I was applying to for a job were like shoe stores, like Finish Line, Foot Locker, stuff like that. The first place that had called me back was Finish Line. I was so excited. So me and the girl Lisa, we just so happened to have our interviews on the same day, like back to back with each other. Like I had saw her leaving out as I was coming in for my interview. I mean, I didn't know she was getting an interview, but I found out like the next week because they had told me they wanted to hire me. They really liked me. And she was a person that was going to be starting the same day as me. So we met each other like that on the first day. And I thought she was really pretty. And, you know, I still kind of had like my East Coast accent. So everybody was kind of like flocking to me like, oh, where you from? Where you from? Where you from? And, you know, like, y'all, I've been being like in full glam for years now, y'all. So before the full glam became popular, it didn't matter to me. I was always in full glam. So everybody would be coming up to me like, oh, your makeup, this and that, you know. So me and her, we ended up started talking. She was like the prettiest girl that was there. She felt like I was a pretty, you know what I'm saying? You know how it be like when the baddies link up. Yeah, it was one of them kind of moments. So excuse me. So but she ended up was just like, hey, you want to hang out, blah, 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 whatever. And I didn't know anybody. Like, I literally used to just go to work, come home, go to work, come home. Like, I didn't know anybody. So one day she asked that I want to hang out. And I was like, okay, yeah. So it was one day that I had to work. And she was like, well, I'm going to just come pick you up right when I get out of school. Because her school was like literally like 5 minutes away from the mall. So she was like, I'm just going to pick you up when I get out of school. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I just, you know, packed me a little change of clothes to have when I got off of work, all that, woo-woo. Yeah. She comes to pick me up, right? She like, yeah, we got to run back up to my school right quick. So I'm like, okay, I didn't think much of it. I'm like, okay, maybe she left something up there. Like maybe she got to go, I don't know, maybe pick up another friend. I don't know. I didn't think what was going to happen. So we pulled back up to her school, y'all. She undid the seatbelt. Like, all right, so first of all, y'all, I see there's like a whole group of girls, like, just, you know how, you know that meme where it be like, come outside, we ain't gonna jump you. It was like a whole group of girls like looking rough and tough, and then she like, all right, yeah, I gotta, I'm into it with these girls, and what? Hold on, wait, excuse me, miss, you brought me up here for a gang ball? With just us two against like 12 of them? And this is my first day hanging out with you. Sorry, sister. It's the girl. I'm not finna get out and be tussling with all these hoodlums. Are you okay? Like, are you cool, sister? Like, she was like, yeah, I'm into it with them. I got into it with them today at school. And I'm like, oh, well, where your friends at? Like, cause Bookie Butt, like, what's tea? Like, she looking at me like she expecting me to hop out and turn into China from the WWE and get the wrestling on them. Girl, no, baby. So she ended up seeing like one of her homegirls from school, and her homegirl, they getting into it with the girls out there. I'm in the car like, baby, I don't care. Like, I don't know these people, and I don't really know you either, sister, to be getting jumped by a whole crew of people. Like, no. Excuse me, y'all know I'm just getting over the flu. So that was already strike one right there. So they ended up like, it turned into like a yelling match. And somebody from the school, like, I don't know if it was like a security guard, whatever, they came and like broke it up. So they was like, yeah, we finna meet around the corner, all this now. I'm like, hey, look, if you finna meet them around the corner, you can just let me out. I'll take the bus home. For real. Like, so she like, nah, we ain't gonna go over there. We ain't gonna go over there. She like, I gotta go pick up something from my ex-boyfriend. I'm like, okay, cool. We pull up on the little block. She like, I'll be right back. I gotta go pick up something from my ex-boyfriend. I'm like, okay. So she going there. Y'all, do y'all know she left me in the car for like a whole hour? I'm just sitting there. I'm sitting there like, what's tea? Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm trying to text. She's not responding. I'm just, and like, I couldn't even just get out and leave y'all because I didn't even know where I was at. Keep in mind, I had just moved back out here. So I didn't even know where I was at. I had no clue like where the nearest bus stop was or none of that so I could get home or nothing. Like, I was just like, this is before Ubers and all of that. So I was just like, oh my gosh. So I just had to sit in the car and wait. So I'm putting two and two together. Like, okay, she must be in there getting a little Pound Town, straight from Pound Town, right? So I'm just like, okay, what the heck? So she finally come back to the car like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Well, by this time, I got attitude. Because I don't know if y'all know this, but I don't have patience. I don't like waiting and sitting all in. I don't like all that. Especially like, I don't like sitting in the hood on a block, like just in the car. Like, that's really dangerous to do in Chicago. So I already was just blue. Like, girl, what the? So she like, all right, hold on. We got to go run over here right quick. I got to go meet with my photographer. You know, I'm a model and woo woo. So I'm like, okay. Next, we go to the photographer house. The photographer house. Yeah, you see the air quotes. Because y'all finna see what I mean by photographer. So we get over there, and this photographer, he all like, oh yeah, I got some outfits for you for this party on Saturday. They sent a deposit. Woo. So I'm like, what he said, this don't sound like what kind of photographer got you a little party? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, what's the tea? So then he like, oh, you real pretty too. Like, how do you feel about like dancing for people for some money? And I'm like, okay, it's giving he a little PIMP, and he trying to get her to go dance for like strip. This is not no photographer. Like, I'm like, and I'm like, he wild as hell because she's under 18. Like, so, like, what? So I'm putting it together. I'm like, okay, so do this girl sell kitty cat? Like, what's going on here, y'all? Like, y'all, my mind was so blown because like I was so young. Like, I had never been exposed to that kind of stuff before. Like, none of my friends I knew sold kitty cat. None of my friends was stripping or nothing like that at our young age. So I was so thrown off. I'm sitting there like, so I'm telling the man like, I mean, I don't know. I would have to see. Like, maybe I can come with her to a party and see what she does. In my mind, I'm thinking, hell no. I ain't finna be dancing for no man for no money. Hell, I work at Finish Line. That's how I get my coin. I slang shoes, baby. Not kitty cat. I slang shoes, not cat. Okay? So that whole thing already had me just like confused. So he gave her a little outfit, which was, y'all know them little outfits that be in the beauty supply store, the little lingerie outfits. That was the outfit. I was like, Okay. Okay, y'all. So at that point, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't even want to go to wherever we was gonna go. I was just ready to go home. I'm not even gonna hold y'all because I was just like, I don't know. This is my first day hanging out with this girl. I don't know what type of time was happening, what's going on. But we end up going to her crib now. So she like, it's a little party tonight that we gonna go to, and it's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit. Woo, woo. So I'm like, okay, cool. I had never been to a party, out here. So I was like, okay, yeah. So she was like, I gotta find something to wear. So she changed her clothes, all that. Just we doing like the regular girl get ready stuff, fixing the hair, lashes, whatever. Woo woo. So when we about to head to the party, she like, oh yeah, by the way, like it's a gay party. You don't mind, right? So I'm like, I mean, no, it's cool because y'all know, like I've been a little, you know what I'm saying, my whole life. So I was cool with it. So I'm like, okay, y'all. These was some different kind of studs, y'all, at this party. I had never been around studs that just wear they strap regular underneath their pants, like just like it was attached to them or something. I had never witnessed that in my life. So we get to the party and I'm dancing on one of the little studs. I'm backing it up and I'm feeling something. I'm telling Lisa, like, hey, I feel a little, what's tea? Like, what? She like, oh yeah, they be wearing it. And okay. Okay. So y'all, now keep in mind, I had just moved out here. So where I was at, like the parties, like y'all know in DC and all that, we listen to go-go or whatever, and it's a certain way we dance to the go-go. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of was like, I didn't know how to dance to like the juke music and all that stuff that they had out here. So I was still dancing like the go-go. Do y'all know, y'all, after the party, we went to work or whatever. I get to work the next day. They told me yeah, Lisa said you couldn't dance. You was dancing like a white girl at the party. I'm like, hold on, because why you want to be telling stuff, girl? I could tell that you was selling kitty cat. Girl, stop playing with me. Like, girl, I'm not a dancer, sister. Don't. So I was like, okay, whatever. But okay, y'all. So me and her, we kept it real cordial at work. You know what I'm saying? Me and her, we started talking on the phone more, texting more, all of that. So we started to become like closer. So she had asked me like, did I want to hang out again? So I was like, okay, cool. So she was like, saying she was going to do the same thing. Like, I'm going to come pick you up at the school from work because it was 5 minutes away. Now this time she was like, oh, my girlfriend about to be with me. Now I didn't even know that she was for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because she had the ex-boyfriend and she was selling the kitty cat, all that. So I didn't even know. So I was thrown off like, oh, okay, so she really with the, okay, cool. So she brings the girlfriend. The girlfriend is like, she was kind of like not a full-on stud, but like y'all know the stem. That's like clearly the more like tomboyish one. But she had like a real pretty face, and like she had her hair like this almost like a nice little wrap with the layers or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? So she was like slim. And now y'all, we go to her house or whatever. We all over there kicking it like regular, like girl talk or whatever. Then all of a sudden they just get the tongue kissing on the bed next to me. And I'm just like, okay, like, then they get to really like getting into it. And I'm just sitting on the bed. I'm just like, oh. So I just got up and left and went in the living room. And I was just like, I don't understand what's like, was they trying to get me to join in or something? Because I was so confused. Like, it's like, all right. So then after like 15 minutes or so pass, Lisa comes out like, why you leave out the room? And I'm looking like, I'm like, girl, I didn't know what was the tea. I didn't know what was going on, like what y'all was doing. She's like, oh, we wouldn't mind if you stayed in there and watched. Like, so I'm like, oh, okay. So I made up an excuse, and I was just like, I need to go home. I got a woo-woo. So I end up going home or whatever. I'm like slowly starting to see signs like, okay, she a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But I ain't want to just write my girl off because, I mean, I didn't know anyone else out here, y'all. She was the first person that, like, wanted to hang out with me and was really trying to show me a good time. Like, cause I literally used to just go to work, come home, go to work, come home. Like I did not have anybody else to hang out with. And like most of my cousins that I'm close with are way older than me. So, you know what I'm saying? We wouldn't have been able to just go kick it with each other. So she hits me up and she was like, this is like probably like a week later or so. She hits me up and she was like, hey girl, I need to go shopping for a few things. You want to come with me? And of course, I love to shop. So I'm like, yep, come on, let's go. You know, because I was getting paid from working at Finish Line, but I wasn't going to spend the money because I had nowhere to go. Like, I was spending money on shoes and stuff, but I had nowhere to wear them to. So any excuse to go outside, I was with it. So I'm like, okay, yeah. So I'm thinking we about to go shopping, like, at the mall. You know, like Forever 21, Charlotte Russe. You know, that was what I could afford back then. You know, Rainbow, Fast 79. Y'all know stuff with the $5 holla clothes. That's what I could afford back then. So I'm thinking that's where we finna go, y'all. We go to the sex store. I had never been in one before. So I'm sitting there like, I'm thinking we going like shopping for real. Like, but we're in the freak store. But okay. So we go in there and she's like, I'm about to buy a strap on or whatever. And I'm like, okay. She like, help me pick out a cute one. So I'm like, okay, you know, whatever. Okay. So we go, we look at some pretty colors out. And I'm like, oh, this one cute, whatever. She purchased it. So we get in the car and she's like, I need to ask you something. And I'm like, what's up, girl? She like, I never strapped my girlfriend before. So can we go back to my house right quick and I strap you? Like, can you let me practice on you? I say, hell no! You cannot practice the strap on me. I said, I don't be doing the strap, Bookie, but like, I don't do that. Because I'm like, you know, I've never even dated a stud before, so I don't be into the strap. She like, come on, please. Like, I don't want to embarrass myself the first time I use it on her. Like, I want to go into it knowing what I'm doing already. So just please let me practice it on you. And I was just like, no. Do y'all know, like, she got mad at me, took me home, told me I was not a good friend. Like, she was spazzing on me like, you bogus as hell. You're not being a good friend to me. No friend would want their friend to embarrass themselves the first time trying something and woo-woo. So at that point, I'm sitting there like, ain't no way this girl is mentally stable. There's no possible way. Because, like, what's happening? How you mad at me that I don't want to let you practice a strap on? Like, y'all could comment below and let me know if I was wrong for that. But I was just like, what's not clicking, Steven? Like, something's going on in sister head. Like, there's some kind of something. Because, like, what? How you mad about that? That I don't want to let you do something sexual to me, sister? Like, I'm confused. Like, what? My girl? Like, what? So she ended up dropping me off at home or whatever. And we didn't talk for the rest of the night. The next day, she texts me regular as hell, like, hey, friend, what you doing? And I'm just like, after she just spazzed on me like that yesterday, now she just acting regular. I'm confused right now. Like, what's going on? So she was basically like, you know, saying that like her and her girlfriend had got into it and they broke up. And like, I'm like, not in 24 hours this all happened, but okay. So she was saying her and her girlfriend got into it, they broke up. So did I want to go hang out with some dudes tonight? You know, get some drinks and hang out with some dudes tonight. So I'm like, okay, cool. Because I was trying to meet some new dudes anyways. I had no interest in nobody, you know. So I was like, okay, cool. So she came to pick me up. I don't know why I just kept going to hang out with her after I had slowly saw the signs that she was a little crazy. But it was like, okay, whatever. So we kicking in with some dudes or whatever. Woo woo. And y'all, I don't know how we end up on a block with some more girls that did not like her. But I'm like, why do she keep putting me in these situations where we're outnumbered by these females that don't like her? Like, so we on this block, we chilling with the dudes or whatever. Now all of a sudden these girls are like, oh, that's her, that's Lisa, that's her right there. And she, woo, this and that. So they like surrounding around the car that we're in. And like, they're basically like, get out the car, woo. Like, y'all, it's like feminine girls, it's studs, it's they all just like around, and I'm just like, yo, what is going on? So she like, I'm not getting out the car. I'm not about to be fighting no studs. I'm a girl. I'm not getting out the car. So I'm just like, what is happening here? Like, so the dudes that we were with, they was just basically like, man, this is too much. We finna go. So I'm like, what do she be doing to make all these people have an issue with her? Like, cause I'm like, she ain't really, she a little cuckoo, but she ain't really did anything to where I feel like I would want to be, getting into it with her. So, y'all, we riding down the street with these dudes, y'all. Why she just all of a sudden pull her pants down and stick her booty out the window while we riding down 79th and get to just mooning the whole 79th Street, like, as we down there. And I'm just like, what's happened? Why you doing that, sister? Why are you mooning the whole 79th Street? Like, what's going on? Like, yeah, I'm just steady like seeing all these things happening, and I'm just like, what is going on with sis? What is going on with sis? Now, let's fast forward to when I found out that, like, okay, I'm not tripping. Sis is a little, off her rocker. So after this night or whatever, like, we hung out a few more times after that. Now, this next particular time I'm talking about is where I found out, like, okay, I'm for sure not tripping. So she come pick me up. We go to one of her homegirls' house. Her girlfriend, she's back with the girlfriend now. So the girlfriend is there. Her other friend, one of her other friends is there. It's me, and then it's her. So we sitting there in the living room. We taking a little sip on a little drink. We listening to some music. We vibing out. And then one of the other friends, I don't know if it was like a Facebook post. I believe it was like a Facebook post or something that she saw. And she was like, Lisa, so-and-so talking about you. And she's saying when she see you, it's on site and whoop. And I'm just like, this girl just is always into it with somebody. Like, what is going on? Like, so, y'all, this girl, Lisa, she take out a big, long tube sock about this long, and she starts filling it up with pool balls and swinging it like, yep, let's go pull up to her house right now. Let's go over there right now. I'm like, oh, whoa, sister, like, if you bust somebody in the head with a sock full of pool balls, like, you're going to jail. You're going to prison, sister. Like, you're going to be, girl, what's that? So all of a sudden her girlfriend goes, did Lisa take her medicine today, y'all? Did Lisa take her medicine today? And I'm like, what medicine? Like, what medicine are we talking about? What happened? Like, and she like, no, I didn't take my medicine today. Matter of fact, and I'm not taking it, and I don't need to take it. And she spazzed, and I'm just like, whoa, what medicine? Like, what's happening? What's happening? What medicine? So her girlfriend pulls me to the side and she was like, oh, you didn't know? You didn't know that Lisa was bipolar? That's why she be acting like that sometimes. That's why she goes into her manic modes and acts like that sometimes. I'm like, no, I didn't know. I just met this girl. Why y'all didn't tell me? So I could have known to be prepared for when she going into these manic modes and doing all that. Like, y'all need to warn a brother, warn a sister. Y'all remember them old t-shirts and they should be like Warner Brother, and it was like the Warner Brother cartoons? Okay, yeah. Maybe that's too old school. Y'all might not remember that. But I'm like, y'all need to warn a sister. But y'all, so that's when I found out, like, okay, sis is a little, off her square. And that's no disrespect to anyone who's dealing with bipolar, because I do have people in my life that do suffer from bipolar. So this is no disrespect, but I didn't know that what was going on. So before I conclude this story, y'all, let me tell y'all one more thing about Miss Lisa. So y'all know we was working at the same place, Finish Line, in the mall. So everyone knew that me and her, like, was hanging out. So I get to work one day, and there was like 2 different shifts that you could have at this store. You was either working from open until 5, or you was open from 5 until close. So this particular day, I was supposed to be working from 5 until close. I got there at like 4:45 or something, and I walk in, and the manager's like, where's Lisa? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, what y'all talking about? They're like, yeah, she was working from open to 5, and we sent her on her lunch break, and she just never came back. And I'm like, what? So I text her like, girl, where you at? She was like, oh yeah, I just walked out. I'm not going back. I don't care. I quit. I'm like, what? Like, so you just not gonna say nothing to them? She was like, no, I don't like them. I don't owe them any explanation. I don't like them. And I'm just like, yo, oh girl, is, you know what I mean? My sister a little off in the head, but I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Like, we ended up like getting really close. We ended up being really cool, you know, for like a minute. Like, she took me to some of my first little fun experiences while being out here in Chicago. And I really do miss her. I've been looking for her on Facebook. I know that she has a baby now, all that, because before I lost complete contact with her, I saw that she had a baby and I think she was engaged. I really kind of miss her crazy self. Like, yes, like that was my girl. So yeah, those was the details on how I found out that my coworker was a little, you know, off her square. I won't say crazy because I don't want to offend people that are bipolar and they feel like I'm, you know, disrespecting them or anything like that. Because I mean, I feel like I'm crazy. I don't take crazy as like a derogatory thing, but I also don't want to offend anyone if they do take it that way. So I'll just say when I found out that my coworker was a little, you know, bipolar. So I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. Share this video, comment below, and I love you guys.